Is the ketogenic diet healthy? That is what we're going to talk about today. I am a firm, cannot think of the word, I had 4 hours of sleep last night, proponent, whatever the fucking word is, excuse my language. I'm in a mood today, so you're getting Jeff at its full throttle. I am a big believer, let's put it that way, that every type of diet that I can think of off the top of my head, like there's Atkins, there's Paleo, there's Keto, there's, whatever fucking name somebody comes up with, where there's like some validity for somebody out there. The ketogenic diet, from my memory off the top of my head, I looked this up a few years ago, I think it was 1936 or 7, it was designed to heal leprosy. And from conversations with my doctor, who has probably, I think he's got 4 different degrees, medical degree, all this stuff. He's got over 30 different degrees of certifications and stuff like that, specializations, applied kinesiology. I remember him and I talk about this stuff all the time. And I remember him and I talking, he is big on having ketosis moments for healing tissues. I have hypothyroidism, I have Hashimoto's, and he said at some point when we try to get close to getting off my meds, which is possible, it is possible to essentially reverse diseases, many diseases. It is possible to heal many metabolic issues and this, that, and the other, and that's a very unpopular opinion in Western civilization because it doesn't support pharmaceuticals and people making a lot of money. But with that said, getting off the soapbox part today, at least for now, a lot of people have been brainwashed into thinking that no carbs is then a good thing for weight loss all the time. And it can be. It can be a decent little short-term thing, but it's not typically going to be a healthy, sustainable way of losing weight because, no offense, most people do not have the discipline to go no carbs for not only just in general, that's just so hard, but then to manage the post-weight loss if they succeed, even if it's like 10, 15 pounds, that's a success, but it's not a long-term success if you can't keep it off. Plain and simple. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm really emphatic about this today, but going from no carbs to then, at some point, you got to bring carbs back in your diet. I don't know anybody that can sit there and never eat a fruit again, which fruits are not bad for you. I don't know what planet people came on, where they started talking about, apples are probably making you fat or something like that. It's that's not how things work. I mean, it's you don't want to have 15 servings a day probably, but at the same time, especially if you have digestive issues, there's certain periods and certain types of fruits and vegetables where, because of what metabolic you have going on, or maybe digestively, you might need to avoid certain things temporarily. But that came into we need to now sit there and talk about how these things are bad in general. Bananas are high glycemic index and therefore they became bad for you. It's fucking horseshit. It's I had one point I had to take a small break from bananas because it didn't help my stomach lining. And yes, the high glycemic index did impact me temporarily. But sitting there and then going, I should probably not have bananas the rest of my life is almost all the time a ridiculous way to look at things. I can't talk today. That's what low sleep does to you. Cruciferous, whatever the fucking word is, vegetables, all the nightshades, your broccolis, your different types of kales, some peppers. I think it's red, yellow, orange, or it's red, orange. I'm spitballing. I haven't thought about that in a while. Those, I had to temporarily take those out. I had to temporarily take out all berries just because of how it impacted the stage of my healing in my thyroid. So I'm not a doctor, and I'm not going to sit there and explain all those things, or even attempt to in some cases. But over time, I will dig more into some of that stuff with my content, interview my doctor so he can actually physically tell my audience, from an MD's applied kinesiologist perspective, and not just some, for some people they'll look at me like, oh, who's this personal trainer a nutritionist. He doesn't know what he's talking about. It's like, well, this is more from experience and being physically told by my doctor what's not good. With that said, I've gotten off a little bit off track. I'm sorry. Most people do not understand how terrible the ketogenic diet, how long-term, no offense to people that want to not eat meat, like they're vegans and stuff. I'm not telling you to stop doing it. But in most cases, almost across the board, even if there's something with religion here, I apologize if this offends you, but most people need red meat to some degree. Unless it's something it's an allergic issue. But most of the time, some of these things are just because, like, I live in America, and most of the time you eat red meat, and even fucking vegetables, and they've been sprayed with shit, injected with hormones, at least the meat, and it's like the chickens, oh, well, this is why eggs can be bad for you. It's like, eggs are not bad for you if they haven't been fucking riddled with hormones in the chicken feed, or they're just sitting in cages, and we call them cage-free, but they're like roaming inside a bigger cage, so they're not actually getting real good vegetable feed. They're getting vegetable feed with soy in it and this, that, and the other. It's just, I'm going to get on my soapbox if I don't close this up soon, but my client and I were talking about ketogenic diet. He tried it when he was in college, and that's awesome. I mean, like, it'd be 20 years old, he was borderline obese, and I'm like, hey man, kudos for trying that. It can work. It's just for most people, and it didn't work for him long term. He has a massive negative energy towards it, not just because he didn't experience it well, but then the more he talked to people, the more he researched, he saw and read a lot of the things that I'm talking about here. If you're thinking about doing it, please use a registered dietitian. Please do your research. Get a massive blood test. You can take my link, my link to Function Labs. You can get a year's, I think it's $365 for a full year, and you get a massive, I think it's 118 biomarkers, and this is not why I made this video, by the way, whether you think that or not. And then you get, like, 6 months later, you get like another 50 or 60 biomarkers for the price of $365. And then they have all these, like, potential different things you might want to do, add-ons and stuff, and those can get very expensive, but at the end of the day, that's comes down to your health profile and what you're needing. Consult a doctor. Find somebody in Eastern medicine if you're having a lot of nutritional and dietitian issues. I have many people you can refer to. Feel free to email me. You can comment below. I will do my best to give you some information that is relevant to you, but do not just do diets because your friend's doing it. Please do not just jump into a ketogenic diet. I'm sorry. There are carbs, there are proteins, there are fats. You kind of need all three to function properly long term. And again, I will remind you, at some point, I need to go into ketosis. I've done 24, 30, 33-hour fasts. At some point, I'm going to get to 48 so that my thyroid can actually have time to heal. I will get into that in another video. But do not just Google. I don't even care. I love AI already, but do not just AI this. Get some maybe basic info. Have it lead you places. Local areas, but again, if you live in Colorado Springs or Colorado, please reach out to me. I can send you to certain people if I am not able to help you in those realms. But do not just do these diets and then just think that your whole world's going to change. Most people feel better going to like paleo for a little bit. And I'll meet many people that have gone vegetarian or vegan, and then like 3-4 years later, they just don't feel good anymore. So it's not that the diet is all of a sudden the worst thing ever in the world. It's that you can't do most of these diets or most of these lifestyles, if you would rather hear it that way, and not see a detraction somewhere down the line, or just simply just cycle through different things. Don't wrap in, my final point, do not wrap your identity around this diet. I have done that, gluten-free, dairy-free, and it becomes this movement, and everybody talks about it, and I'm sorry to some of my friends in the past, but it is really fucking annoying. Don't be that person that's always talking about how much they can't eat certain foods. You do need to be careful at times. I have an autoimmune disease. I shouldn't have very much, if at all, of normal American wheat. I need to have different types of like spelt, buckwheat, amaranth, bread that's made in a different way where yeast isn't being it's just the yeast issue is not the same thing. The gluten issue isn't. It's just not being processed in the same way. It's not being used in the same way. I can't think today. Sorry, I'm on my soapbox, I guess, for the second time in this video. But please do your research. Do not just jump into things because other people are doing them. The nutrition world is just wreaking havoc on people's healths. but it was not the first problem. The first problem was overproducing foods, people trying to cut corners, seed oils, all these things that do actually, we have data that can show cancer causing issues with a lot of these things long term. Why is all of a sudden everybody have an autoimmune disease? Why is there, instead of 1 in 50,000 kids have autism of some sort somewhere on the spectrum that's diagnosed, and now it's like 1 in 100 or 1 in 50? It's because of our food system. It's because of lack of exercise. Mental health issues and stuff have grown heavily, and now I'm getting off the track of why I even started this video. So thank you for watching. If you watched this point, love you. Bless your health journey and this, that, and the other, whether you talk to me ever or not. And stay classy.